Yes, guys, how you doing? Welcome back to Football Inc. It's a late one this evening. We thought we'd let the transfer news percolate a little bit whilst Johnny was on his holly pops. He's away. You wouldn't know. He's got a little bit of a tan, but he's in a hotel room somewhere nice. I'll let him introduce us to wherever he is and what language he's going to, what accents potentially we're going to hear tonight from him. He's been learning from the hotel staff. Guys, welcome back. We've got lots to talk about, as you can tell from the title of the show. Liverpool are destroying the market. It's insane. They've just got the here we go basically on Ekitike, but they ain't done. And there's stories out regarding Isak. There's stories out regarding Rodrygo. There's stories out regarding Malik Fofana. It's going to be very, very difficult for anybody to keep up with these guys this year. They're going all out. And we've got Jonny here, of course, to talk about it. Please, guys, smash the like button. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already. If you are watching this and you want to participate in the chat section, which we encourage, and you haven't subscribed, all you got to do is tap the button. It's free to do, and you get instant access. Please drop the notification bell buttons a little squeeze. Keep the comments coming thick and fast. And if you are interested in the audio versions, then we are on Apple Pods and on Spotify. Links are in the description. Johnny, how you doing, mate? How are you, buddy?
I'm okay, thank you very much. The water in Majorca don't taste like what it oughta. Right, that was my Spanish. That's what I heard when I was sat in the restaurant eating my dulce huevos and patata frita.
I've never heard that before. That's hilarious.
So it was, it was an interesting conversation. We decided we're just going to nip across the road. It was an early start, but there was no way I was going to let down the chat and not turn up today. So it's very nice, very hot, very humid, just like the transfer window is right now. Some exciting stuff, Sean, and
scary as well, mate. Super scary.
Yeah. I think Arsenal are scared of Liverpool. I think it's like a race, like who can spend the most. I mean, we all thought the Man City were going to lead the way because they splashed the cash very early. They did Mamouche in January. And then they did Cherky and Reinders, and it looked like they were far and ahead, leading the way. And then Liverpool have come up on the rails and they've raced ahead. And to hear Arteta saying today we don't have anywhere near enough depth was kind of mind-boggling, because you and I just the other day was saying, what are they going to do with all these players?
Yeah, mate. I mean, there's a lot of goings, a lot of incomings, a lot of outcomings. We are going to obviously talk a lot about Liverpool tonight and the connotations and the sort of domino effects that might fall. Before we get to that, though, let's start a little bit with Arsenal. That might offend some of the Tottenham guys in the chat, but I just want to start with there's a couple of quotes out from Mikel Arteta today, or last night. The first one is regarding Thomas Partey, and in a statement. Arsenal said on July the 4th, the player's contract ended on the June 30th due to ongoing legal proceedings. The club is unable to comment on the case. Arteta was asked during Arsenal's pre-season tour of Singapore whether the allegations against Partey were the deciding factor in him being released. The Spaniard said he was, quote, 100% convinced that Arsenal had followed the correct procedure, adding, quote, the club was very clear in its statement. There are a lot of legal matters that are very complicated, so I cannot comment on any of that. But there's other rumours out there saying that he was absolutely fine with all parts of his conduct. From what I can't find that quote, but I've seen it all over Twitter. Just want to quickly have a quick second on that. Obviously, all allegations, right? Cover everything, cover our asses here, like alleged. Is he scrambling a little bit, or is he a little bit kind of barefaced cheeky in that one, sort of saying essentially, I'm going to hide behind the kind of legal concerns of the case that has nothing to do with Arsenal anymore? Surely he could comment on his and the club's conduct during the process, right? That's got nothing to do with Thomas Partey. He's no longer a part of the club.
Am I mishearing here? Is he saying, well, they allegedly did all these things, but he was fantastic. Yeah, he did allegedly rape and pillage someone, but he was fine when he was at Arsenal, and we found him very nice, and we sat and had a cup of tea together, and it was all hunky-dory, and we just pretended like none of it ever happened. Is that what he's saying? Like, he was fine? I don't. I
I
mean,
just think that Arsenal have got away with one there. Like I think like it was there was a spin on like on Twitter around the social spheres. Everyone who's a fan is basically going, "You're a disgrace." But then they immediately moved on. Even the Arsenal fans and the Tottenham fans, everyone just forgotten about it. They've just moved on to this, like, now Arsenal are scary in the transfer market. I don't want to dwell on it too much. I just think it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace that the kind of the conduct of the football club has just been sort of swept under the rug, under the banner of, well, we can't talk about it. It's not really like you could. I'm sure you can't talk about the case, but you can talk about the decision to continue to play a guy that was, and also the fact that they had the temerity to essentially ignore all of those women's rights Arsenal fan groups that protested for months and months and months
and wrote letters, didn't they, Sean? They wrote letters.
Yeah.
They wrote letters saying, that we think it's a disgrace. How can the club, cover this up? How can the club allow this to happen? And there was complete silence. They didn't even reply to them. They didn't even reply to these fan groups. It is quite incredible. And the comments that came out after the news came out was damning from their own fan base. And yet Arteta has no interest at all of showing any apologies or any remorse, like saying, I know this looks very bad and I can understand why this might look bad from the outside.
Well, not apologise, just acknowledge it. Acknowledge the detail. Acknowledge the decision. It's like, no, we're just going to hide under the vase of, or the guise of like, it's because it's a legal matter. We can't talk about it. We're not asking you to talk about the case. We're asking you to talk about your behaviour during the investigation. That's
he's done the man well, isn't he? I know nothing. I learned it from a book. It is a fine day today.
Whoever had less than 7 minutes on the first accent bingo, take a shot. Well done.
I mean, come on,
very good.
Come on,
very
man.
good.
It's an insult. It's an insult to Arsenal fans. If I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be embarrassed right now. If I was a Spurs fan and this was going on, it's not just because it's about Arsenal. I just think it's wrong.
Decency, human decency, 100%, 1,000,000%, man. I couldn't agree more. Anyway, let's not dwell on it too much. We'll let the
stay with Arsenal. Just stay with Arsenal now, because I just want to find out what's going on with Victor Gyökeres, because he has sent a legal letter apparently to Sporting in an attempt to force his through a transfer to Arsenal. There seems to be,
isn't it? It's wild.
Yeah, it's been reported. I ignored it at the beginning. We dismissed it yesterday, I think, the news, and yet more and more news outlets are coming out. There is a problem now. Is there really a chance that Manchester United could steal in here? Because I sent you a quote. I don't know how old that quote is, from Jim Ratcliffe.
Yeah, it was. I looked it up. It was from the Times report in March. It was from March.
Right. So in March, So in March, he said there's no money. There's no money in the bank in March. So he got rid of all of the staff, but still managed to pull out £130 million to make these two transfers. Do we believe that potentially he's still got some money left over now that Rashford's gone and Sancho is gone and Anthony is gone?
Cost cutting is not the same as liquidity, is it? He mentioned that there's no cash in the bank account.
Yeah,
which clearly was a lie. But it is the biggest cash cow in football. It generates more. I think Manchester United generates more cash than even Real Madrid on a day-to-day basis from their merchandise sales around the world. So they can always generate cash. Getting Marcus Rashford off the books has probably been a massive cash saving, like a cost-cutting exercise. And if they can do the same with Anthony and Jadon Sancho and all that stuff, I'm sure they can still. They don't necessarily need to sell a player, probably, if they can create the right construct within the contract, the covenants or whatever of certain deals where they can kick the can down the road. Now that they've got that Rashford, if they can get one or two of these other guys down on the wages, maybe they can do something. But I'd be surprised if they could afford someone like a top guy, like a Gyökeres with his wages as well. Maybe like a Vissa or someone of that, or someone like a Dusan Vlahovic, someone else might be able to come in if there's if Juventus are trying to cut that cost particularly and do a free transfer terminate thing. What's interesting though, mate, is sticking on the Arsenal thing, because we're going to bounce around a little bit
I was
here.
just going to go there. Can I just, I didn't want to interrupt you, but just to throw a spanner into the works, late spanner into the works, Barcelona are currently unable to register Marcus Rashford. The Spanish club are understood to be working to resolve the issue as soon as possible. Sales or loans will have to be likely needed to be agreed to free up the room for the Manchester United forward. Despite these issues, Barcelona hope and expect somehow for Marcus Rashford to be introduced into their squad. Barcelona's well-documented financial issues have previously led to issues around player registrations because of difficulties complying with La Liga rules. Now,
we had the whole Dani Olmo thing, didn't they, last year?
Correct. So we always said that we figured there's only one move for Marcus Rashford, and that will be to Barcelona. There will be no fee initially, but will he make a cut in his wage demand? And he has done that by 10 mil. But even that doesn't seem to be right now. They're still above the threshold, Barcelona, which is absolutely insane.
That's why they're trying their desperate to get Ter Stegen out. But Ter Stegen's going, I'm not leaving.
Want my money.
Problems everywhere. There's problems everywhere in football. It's crazy, isn't it?
They owe him 10 million in if they want him to leave, they would have to pay him 10 million. And that is the 10 million that he's cut by wages. So it's not going to happen. They always find a way. But what is their Foxy always says they always find a way. But what have they got left to sell, Foxy? You got to remember what they've sold off.
Barcelona, they've still got some talent. They could sell. I was just looking at their squad a minute ago. They could, or if they can find a way to get rid of Ter Stegen, they're probably going to try and get rid of Andreas Christensen, the Danish centre back. They might even try and, I don't know whether Ferran Torres, I think there was rumours of him leaving about a couple of weeks ago, weren't there? The centre forward.
They were going to cancel. I was talking more like fixed assets that they've been selling off.
Oh, sorry, that's what you mean. Oh, sorry, yeah. We're selling like stadium tours to the next stadium, not the one we're currently building, the one after that in 25 years' time. You know, absolutely insane. But listen, with the whole Arsenal thing, so Arsenal have come out again. Just to give you some more quotes here from Mikel Arteta, he's come out and said that their squad is still light. He says that he said it's been a good window so far, but in terms of numbers, we are still short and we have to improve the depth and quality of the squad. We are constantly looking in the market. Until that happens, we focus on the players we have, and I'm very pleased with what I have seen in the last 10 to 15 days. He said I cannot comment on any player who is not part of our group yet, he said. This was talking about Gyökeres. When we have something concrete to offer, in any case, to any player, we will do that. There is still a long time in the window, and we are seeking still. Now, here's where I want to ask you this one, Johnny, right? Because I don't know if there's a lot of quotes coming out. I'm throwing a lot of quotes at you here. But have you seen the story out from the agent of Alex Isak tonight, Isak?
Oh, I did indeed. We are viewing possibilities. Now, there's been interest from Saudi Arabia. Shock horror. Can't think where the link may lie there between Saudi Arabia and the Saudi Arabian PIF that own Newcastle. Pay the 150, 180 million ridiculous fee, use that 180 million to finance all of the deals that they want to do, which they can't.
And come back in a year's time, right? And then drop back into Newcastle in a year's time. The question that I have, the statement though that came out, right, is we are indeed, this is from the agent this morning. Yeah. We are indeed studying and analysing all options, and we may be close to finalising the next step for the player, without revealing any details regarding whether Isak will transfer or stay with Newcastle. So Newcastle United were trying to get Ekitike. They turned down Liverpool, said we're not selling him at any price, and they thought that they kind of put the bed to shut. Put the story to bed. The agent of Isak's come out and essentially said, no, we're looking at everything. We're still looking at everything. And my question to you is, mate, if Liverpool can't do it, imagine if they could, but if Liverpool can't do it, could Arsenal, if the Gyökeres deal does hit the rocky roads?
I don't think they're after Isak. I mean, it could be a surprise. Who could the surprise be? I mean, You know,
Chelsea?
I see Liverpool. Yeah. I mean, listen, look, I mean,
it's only one of those three teams in the Premier League, isn't it? It's no one else.
Listen, we predicted all this right at the very beginning when we first started these shows. You know, we said the striker market this summer is insane. It could absolutely catch fire. You got bananas things going on. Chelsea quoting 80 to 100 million pound for Nicholas Jackson and saying he's got a better goal and assist record than Ekitike. And the fact that Ekitike is going for 79 million pounds, then he's got to be worth more.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was embarrassing. It was absolutely embarrassing.
Chelsea don't care. Chelsea, as we say, Chelsea eBay FC are buying and selling any player. They're after so many, but I think Newcastle are really in trouble. I mean, they've gone for João Pedro, Matheus Cunha, James Trafford, Mark Gahey, Brian Mbeumo, Liam Delap, Hugo Ekitike, and they got none of them. They got none of those. And the one player they said they're definitely holding on to, they had to send home because his head's been turned. What is going on? And let's be honest.
And Visser doesn't want to go to them either.
And Visser doesn't want to go. And on top of that, Mitchell, the director of football, left at the end of May, threw a spanner in the works. I think it's the second or third director of football that's left since the Saudi PIF took over. I don't know. I wouldn't be happy if I was a Newcastle fan right now. I'd be very happy if I was a Liverpool fan. I'd be very happy, to be honest with you, if you're unhappy as an Arsenal fan, if you get Gyökeres, Zubimendi, Noni Madueke.
They're always unhappy, mate.
Yeah,
they're the most unhappy fan base. You know?
Honestly, they are just
they're worse than Tottenham fans for sure.
Spoiled, absolutely spoiled, rotten. And when I see Arteta moaning that he doesn't have any depth, you and I were wondering who are they going to get rid of? Who are they going to play in the midfield? I mean, how many midfielders have they got, Sean?
The Marinara trench is like relatively shallow compared to what Arsenal are sort of putting out there, aren't they?
I mean, honestly,
it's insane.
Chelsea have got 3 number 6s, right? CDMs, whatever you want to call them. And we thought that was a lot. But, you know, Arsenal have got Zubimendi, they've got Rice, they've got Norgard, they've got, my brain's gone dead now. Who have they got?
Norgard, Rice, Marino, Zubimendi.
Odegaard.
And go, well, yeah.
Marino, Michael Marino, right, as well. And then on the other side, they've got Trossard, they've got Martinelli, they've got Saka, they've got Nwaneri. I mean, and they're still looking. Noni Madueke. Plus, they're looking to bring in. They'd like to bring in a Rodrygo or an Eze on top of that. I don't know how they're going to.
Yeah, they've had a great window, but it's the right thing for a manager. But the manager should probably never sit there and say out loud in an interview, "I'm happy," because then that means that the chairman can sit and go, "Okay, cool, over to you then." And then if it doesn't work out, you've got nowhere to go, right? Whereas if you always say we need more, then you've always got an excuse, and he loves an excuse, doesn't he?
So you know who they've been linked with?
Go on.
Who was looking like he was going elsewhere is Adamola Lookman. Now is that sort of just like, well, you know,
he's a great player.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that is a better fit. They're looking for about 40 million.
He's certainly a take-on guy. If that's what they're looking for on the left-hand side. But I think Arsenal should probably find a guy that can sit on the left that can drift in and compete with Odegaard, right? Because I don't think they've got anyone that can compete with Odegaard right now, and that's why they got forgot Kai Havertz as well, didn't we, in that list?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that the obvious options for that sort of role would be Eze or a Xavi Simons, who we'll talk about in a minute when we come to the Chelsea thing. But yeah, I mean, to me, mate, I know Foxy's in the house, and he's saying media is desperate for us to sell Isak. Yeah. Said it weeks ago, he's like, isn't fit at the moment as he's been recovering from injury that he had end of season, which is why he pulled out the screen. I'd love to ask you this, Foxy, and I'm going to frame it to Johnny, but please come in with your own comment. Because, Johnny, I think that part of the problem, you mentioned all those players that Newcastle have gone after, and they failed, right? But they have reached for the stars. They've gone for it, and they're trying to compete with it. Like they're trying to go after that elite group of talent. But this is what I've always said to Tottenham fans: when Tottenham like fish in a certain size pool, there is a level in between the Brennan Johnsons and the Sakas, right? There is a level in there that Tottenham should be able to aim for. But if Tottenham were to go after that top level stuff, all the fans would get excited about the rumour. But when it doesn't materialise, they then get upset. And I haven't really followed too much of the Newcastle fan base, whether they're upset at the fact that they can't get any of these players over the line. But it just goes with the territory that if you're fishing in that top 1% player market, the second that you do it and you think you've got some movement, then those players and the agents of those players are going to shop them around to the Liverpools, to the Arsenals, to the Munichs, to the Madrids, whatever else. And you end up always getting gazumped because those other teams have got more money, a bigger draw, a bigger brand, and more history. And so I just feel like whether Newcastle, I'd love to know whether you think that Newcastle United should carry on trying to go after that, Johnny, that level, or whether they should kind of shake hands with the reality of where they're at and go after the sort of players that Tottenham are looking at, and sort of recognise that you're just going to be disappointed if you're always going for the kind of the £80 million plus players.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they're going after Margot Robbie, and they're ending up with Dawn French. I mean, it's not. You know,
we haven't even got Dawn French through the door yet.
No, we can't even get Dawn well because she's a little bit on the large side, and the door's a bit small. But I actually think, listen, I think that they are. Look, I admire their ambition. They've got all the money. They've got all the gold that you can eat. The problem is there are rules. I don't think they're lacking ambition. I just think I'm not quite sure what is stopping them coming to the club. Listen, Anthony Elanga is a good signing. No two ways about it. I like him, but you know they need more than that. If you're going to be in the Champions League, and you're going to be in the Premier League, the last time they were in the Champions League, they struggled to balance the two, and you can't go in to that league with just Alexander Isak. Foxy, just if you could let me know, who's the young striker Newcastle have got? A young kid, really good young talent. Scores. I think it was the under-21s, was it?
The Swedish one.
He's a young talent at Newcastle. I can't remember his name now. But that's not going to be enough. That is not going to be enough for them. Definitely not. But linking Elanga and Isak, I see the sense in it, but it's nowhere near enough. Absolutely nowhere near enough if they want to compete. You're seeing like Chelsea going, Osula, that's it. That's the one. Thank you, Foxy. He's a real talent. I really, really like him. Danish. He's Danish. A really, really good player. But I'm not sure whether he's ready just yet. He's probably there ready for minutes, but whether or not he's ready to step into the fold, should Isak be injured, I'm not really sure. I just think that when you look at, you know, Liverpool with all their attacking options, Man City with theirs, Chelsea with, 3, 4, they're saying they want to go into the season with at least 3 number 9s. And, you know, Spurs have got 2 strikers, if you could call them that. I don't think they're both out-and-out 9s in Solanke and Richarlison. It's not the best.
I was really disappointed with Richarlison on the weekend, mate. I thought he was really... he looked sluggish and just... I was hoping to see... I know it's only early days in the pre-season, but I was hoping to see a fresh version of him under a Thomas Frank system that doesn't ask him to do all those things that he was doing under Ange, and I just felt like he was well off the boil against the Reading team, you know?
He was, Sean. He was, Sean, considering he never played.
Who?
Richarlison.
Oh, sorry, I meant Solanke. Sorry, did I say sorry? Did I say Richarlison? Sorry, I meant Solanke. Sorry. Solanke was what I was talking about.
I agree, mate. Solanke was absolutely abysmal. He couldn't even jump in the air. But no, I agree. But let's wait and see. But no, you know, Newcastle needs something. They've obviously got the money to spend, or have they? But they have. I
think they've got. They do run a tight ship, and they haven't. They're certainly getting in the right side now. The second season, or is it second or third time in Champions League under Eddie Howe? I don't know if it must be their third attempt. I think it's their third attempt.
It must be around about there. There is one player that seems to be getting a lot of attention right now, Sean, from Liverpool, from Chelsea, and Spurs, and that's Ilya Zabjani. Right, I mean, he was an early target for PSG. It looked like, that's something that was going to really happen there.
If they can't justify the price, 60 million quid.
Yeah, I mean, if you were him and you had the choice of Chelsea, Liverpool, Spurs, we don't know about PSG now, where would you go? He's obviously
I think he probably gets the most opportunity at Chelsea or Liverpool, if I'm honest.
I agree. So does that mean, if that is genuine, that move, does that mean Konate could be going to Real Madrid because they're desperate for a centre half? And does that mean that Mark Gahey maybe won't leave until the summer, and they're looking at Zabiani to come in now, and then Mark Gahey come next summer?
Yeah, there's rumours out against that. I sort of thought the Gahey story was dead. I haven't seen anyone going in for him for ages, but rumours out today that lots of teams are still looking at him, and that there's still the opportunity for him to leave later on in the window once Palace get their Diamandi, I think, is one guy, and then there's the other one that they're looking at, who I forget. And obviously they're trying to fend off any kind of acquisition attempts of Maxence Lacroix, who is a really, really handy player. I really like Lacroix. I wanted to quickly ask you, do you think there's any chance at all that Real Madrid could just turn around and say, don't worry about Konate, I'll pay the 50, 60 million quid for Zabarnyi, and then Bournemouth's two centre-backs end up at Real Madrid in the same summer?
Well, there's the thing. Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth, Sean.
Be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because Dean Huijsen got all the plaudits for the performances last season, and rightly so. He was outstanding. But Zabiani, I thought was equally good. It's like the Forest, the two Forest defenders, Murillo and Milenkovic.
Yeah.
Both of them were outstanding. Which one are you going to say was the better of the two? Some would say Milenkovic and some would say Murillo. But I think as a pair, clubs need a great pairing. Like we had.
Relationships are everything in the centre-back space. You have to be telepathic.
100%. 100%. But, there's a lot of movement still to come. And these two that going over the line, with Mbeumo finally getting done because other clubs were pushing for Wissa, Ekitike getting pushed much quicker. Darwin Núñez, I don't know what's going to happen with him. He scored a hat-trick against Stoke with Florian Wirtz, supplying and looking good. Do they sort of say, well, maybe we don't sell him now and we just sell Luis Diaz to Bayern Munich to recoup some money and then buy Rodrygo? What do they do there?
Honestly, mate, it's terrifying. Imagine a front line next year. I mean, do you need Ekitike and Rodrygo? I mean, I don't think so. But you got Salah on the right, Rodrygo on the left, Wirtz in the 10. God forbid Isak in the 9. And then on the bench, just waiting for their chance, you've got Ekitike and you've got Cody Gakpo and Gravenberch behind there. It's insane, isn't it, mate? It's absolutely insane what they're putting together. Like, Liverpool fans must be just quietly rubbing their hands together, thinking they're a shoo-in. They're a shoo-in, aren't they? Like they won the league at Akanto last season, and they've improved massively. They spent a huge amount of money. They've got one of the best coaches around. And they're also recycling into young players as well, so they can do this all now and then wait a couple of years before they go again. Like this, it's a phenomenal rebuild at a time when seemingly the market has created a new level. Like we spoke about the tiers of these transfers, whereby you don't have to spend. I mean, obviously Liverpool did with Florian Wirtz, but you can get players like Ekitike for 70 million quid, who might be an absolute superstar in 12, 18 months' time. And I've got no doubts he'll smash it in the Premier League. I think he's a perfect kind of profile. I also think Rodrygo will have would be really good here. How much is Rodrygo?
Well, they said 100 million. Yeah, no, but they said they wouldn't sell him for less than 100 million. Then they said they were willing to drop it to 80 million euros. But then they've seen all the transactions coming backwards and forwards. So they've gone back up to 100. But I reckon 80 million euros, you probably secure him. And if they get the money from Diaz. I think Bayern Munich will come back with a bigger offer and get him. In which case, I think they will go for Rodrygo. And don't forget, they've still got Elliott to sell. You know, they've still got a lot of money to come in at the moment. It's a tough one. But, I mean, does it mean because it's on all these players, they're all going to gel? Because we've seen it before.
That's the other thing, isn't it? Yeah, sometimes you change too much change. It doesn't matter where you are at. Even if you're Bournemouth, if you're Liverpool, it doesn't matter. If you go through massive transitions, sometimes there's just chemistry that takes time to foster, doesn't it? You know.
Yeah, I mean, Ben Doak, Big Joe just mentioned Ben Doak. I'd be amazed if they sold him. He's a really good young player. I don't know. I think that Arne Slot, when Conte left, I really, really was a massive fan of Arne Slot, and I was praying he was going to come to Spurs, and I was absolutely gutted when he turned us down. And I remember when he started last season, and I was going, oh, he's going to be it. He's an unbelievable coach. And they lost at home to Nottingham Forest. All the messages I got from people who remembered that I said about Arne Slot, yeah, he lost at home to Forest. I didn't hear from them much for the rest of the season for obvious reasons, right? But look, I think he's a great manager, and the chief scout, really, honestly, at this level, at this rate, I think he almost deserves a statue, to be honest with you, because the business that he's done at that club this summer has been nothing short of exceptional. Could be the greatest window.
Is a chief scout when you're like, you know, I think that
director of football. Sorry, the director.
Okay, well, the director. Fair enough. Yeah, to get the deals done is different, but identifying the talent. Well, the ones I think that should get there, that are worth their weight in gold, are the guys that are at, like, I don't know, FC20 or over in like Olympiacos, who find some £3 million kid in Iceland or in, you know, the third division of Portugal. Like, I think it would be much harder for those sorts of scouts, those sorts of teams to be able to go and find those players that are buried in pockets of leagues or whatever around the world, and then bring them over to teams that don't have the draw, parts of the world that don't have the draw, and then they still develop and go. Because anybody can sit there, if you've got £500 million to spend, and you're Liverpool, knowing that you pick up the phone and you're pretty much going to get the guy to say yes. You don't have to be like, you know, particularly sensational at your job to know that Ekitike is a good buy, Florian Wirtz is a good buy, etc. Right? But the guys that are out there finding the gems, they're the people that I think are really getting paid or really worth their weight in gold for me.
100%. Look, I think the one area of the park that Liverpool need to address, they do not have enough centre backs. You can't go into the season with Konate, Van Dijk, and Gomez. You need another one. Interesting to see what will happen with Alisson and Mamashvili. I mean, what a keeper he is. Liverpool. Where do we think Liverpool were going to stop, Sean? What do you think the number is? Then the current number is 300. That's not net. What do you think the net number will be? I think the net number could be 300, even allowing for the sales.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, possibly. They're not looking like they're slowing down, and it looks like that agent, that Isak's agent, him saying that, and you correctly said he's had his head turned. Like he was. I know people. I think Foxy was saying he didn't play because he was injured or something, but wasn't the commentary that he was distracted and that's why he wasn't paid? Like, that doesn't seem to me like a guy that's fully committed to the cause at Newcastle. I would hate to see him go to Saudi. I hate this kind of like.
How do I?
This short-term pathway thing where everyone gets paid a lot of money, but it's not really a real move. It's clearly money laundering. I'd love to see the books on what these Saudi clubs lose every year.
Do you think though that he knows he's had a few niggly injuries last year, a few niggly injuries now, whether or not he thinks, you know what, he knows he's got a little injury or a little niggle that could cause him problems going forward, and this could be his moment to go to Saudi in a lesser league and, make himself for the rest of his life. I'm not sure. It just seems a crazy, insane move. It really does. It makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't think he'll end up in Saudi, but I also don't think that there's many other. I can't see anybody else in Europe stumping up the cash. Real Madrid don't need another forward. PSG have got more forwards than probably Real Madrid. Bayern Munich I haven't got that sort of money, so it's going to be Liverpool or Arsenal or possibly Chelsea. But again, Chelsea would need to sell Nicholas Jackson. I'll tell you, I think Nicholas Jackson might end up going to Saudi. That could be something. If Chelsea might sell him for because no one's paying 90 million quid for Nicholas Jackson. Nobody.
I think it's a comedy hour. I mean, what is that? Is that some sort of comedy hour? I mean, really? I mean, honestly, every day. I mean, we should just have a Chelsea eBay section. I kept saying to you before, because every day there's another story with Chelsea. Chelsea are either selling or they're buying. They're interested in Simmons. They're interested in, they're interested in everybody, basically. There's even a rumour that they tried to nip in and tried to get Mbeumo at the last minute. I'm not sure how true that is. One player definitely leaving Liverpool who was left out of the tour is Chiesa. He's been left out of the tour. I'm not sure where he will go now after the injuries from last season.
Yeah.
He'll probably just leave. Darwin Núñez is the one that's floating around without a home at the moment. Do you think someone's going to come in now? Now the deal's fallen through for Napoli? I can't.
Could you see him staying in the Premier League and going to another Premier League club?
Yeah, I could. That's what I was just about to say to you, because he's just got a hat trick. I've always said to you, if you could get inside his head, because he always gets in the position, but he's
he's a positional player. He's always a good positional player. Yeah,
his misses are horrendous. I mean, is he just an expensive Timo Werner?
No, I think he's
above that, isn't he?
He's certainly above Timo Werner. Yeah, no, he's a handful. He's just I don't think he's clinical. He's not clinical, and clinical is where you get 17+ million pound price tags from. But maybe take him out of the Premier League, give him a different league. But I actually think his stature is a good fit for the Premier League. I just don't think that he's just not clinical enough, and he gets him. He puts his foot through it, and just his plant foot isn't great. It's not, for me. It's he's just poor execution. Poor execution. But he's a good player. He's definitely a talent in there. But I was just thinking whether he could go to Manchester United, but then would Man United and Liverpool do business? I can't see that happening.
No. I mean, a lot of clubs would be looking at Liverpool with envy. I think Arteta has had his nose put out of joint, because we saw earlier in the season, he was saying we're going to spend big. It was around March time. We're going to spend big in this window. We're going to improve. We've got ambition. The club's is backing me. And he thought he was going to be the big dog in this transfer window. We're going to blow everyone away in this window. And it's not been the case so far, because, so far it's Liverpool, Manchester City and Arsenal. They've done very well, but at the moment, without delivering Gyökeres, it is quite incredible that Arsenal, for 2 seasons now, they've needed a striker.
They still can't get this one done, mate. They still can't get it done.
Mid-July, they're on tour in Singapore, and they still don't have the striker over the line. It is quite incredible.
Never deal with Varandas if you can avoid it. Rule one. I don't care how good the player is. If you can avoid it, do not go to Sporting. He's a nightmare, Johnny. He just doesn't give a flying F about any of the rules of engagement, does he? This guy. He's annual leave times 5.
The Pedro Porro deal was dragged out on and on and on and on. And we ended up giving away a percentage of what's his name, the old Spurs player, Edwards. To cut for the cost. Manchester United have been knocked back in that one kid, the Inter Milan player Pio Esposito. I've heard of him. I can't say I know a lot about him, but they are still hoping to get this deal done for the Antwerp goalkeeper that we looked at the other day, Senny Lemons, not Sunny Lemons. Sammy Lemons. Manchester City.
Let's talk about them for a second, mate. Are they done? Are they done?
No, they're not. Now, there was somebody in the chat yesterday when I suggested that when he was stalling James Trafford going to Newcastle, is he hoping to go back to Manchester City? And there was someone in the chat saying there's no way he's going back to Man City. He's not good enough. Well, just to let you know, James Trafford has accepted an offer from Manchester City, but they will need to agree a deal with Burnley as well. That's according to Fabrizio Romano. Now, he's definitely a talented player. Imagine being named Trafford and playing for Manchester City. You made that one up. But the player they can't seem to get rid of at the moment, which is a bit of a surprise, is James McAtee. Now, is that because of the 35 million fee? And we still don't know what fee they're going to put on Jack Grealish right now.
Yeah, they can't get rid of him, can they? He'll be someone that goes last week of the window, maybe even deadline day, I think.
On loan?
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, no one's putting up 40 million quid and 250, 300, whatever he's on. No one's doing that for that guy. Like I say, I think sometimes, Johnny, I think you and I both get accused of like saying that he's like a waste of space or that he's washed. I don't think we're saying that. And I don't want to speak for you here, but like my take on Jack Grealish is just there's unknowns about his level of interest at this stage of his career, right? Like he's won it all. He's ticked every box. And I'm not saying he's a dickhead or a bad egg or anything like that. I don't know whether he's still motivated and still has the discipline. There's a big difference between motivation and discipline, right? A lot of people think that motivation is the number one thing. It isn't, because you can be motivated one day but not the next. Discipline is the difference, where you get up and you train anyway, even when you're not motivated. And I'm not sure if he has the discipline to still be up for it when he's not motivated. Because when he's motivated, he's an absolute game changer.
He's not Alexander Isak. Definitely not. He's definitely not. If you're in the chat and you haven't hit the like button, guys, please hit the like button. It helps the algorithm, helps us grow. We're growing really, really quick, and we couldn't do it without you. And if you're visiting us or you stumbled upon the site for the very first time, please hit the subscribe button and follow us. And if you hit the notification bell, that'll let you know when we're coming live. As we say, we never know when we're going live. Could be between 9 o'clock in the morning and 9:30 at night. And we've got people who watch us as far from Morocco to Peru to Kansas to Asia. And we really appreciate all your following. And if you are listening on audio just now, please give us a follow and give us the 5-star review. We're available on Apple and Spotify podcasts. Sorry, Sean.
100%. No, not at all, mate. Yeah, good pause there. Look, we are going to bring in some other stories. We've got loads of stories to talk about. Not going to be going for much. We're going to go for another half an hour. Right? So we got an hour and 15 on the show's schedule tonight.
Alpesh is going. Alpesh is saying, where are all the slides and where are the jingles today? Or where are our jingles?
I've been so completely engrossed in the conversation that I forgot to be on my jingle toes.
Don't worry, we've got a couple.
We have. And by the way, we are doing the Bundesliga team picks tonight. You guys have had the comment section has had the fair weather of all of it. Let's recap quickly. It's Italian teams. Johnny, you got
Cremonese.
Yep, I got Roma. I've just ordered my 4XL from DHgate, and you guys got Juventus, didn't you? The chat got Juve, and then in Spain, you got your team Bilbao. Nice little draw for you. I got stuck with Elche till I die, who they did manage to beat Millwall in a pre-season friendly a couple of days ago, which was nice to see. And then you guys in the chat got Valencia, wasn't it? In the Valencia for the Spanish team. So I'm hoping for Bundesliga success tonight. I'm hoping that
I'm struggling, Sean. I'm struggling. I've done some research on Cremonese just outside Milan, but try getting a Cremonese shirt right now. It's not the easiest. I might have to ring someone in Italy and get me a Cremonese shirt. I don't really want to wear red, so I'm trying to get Cremonese away. But I think we have to settle for Cremonese at home. So tonight we're going to Germany. God knows I'm going to get Freidelberg or somewhere. Heidelberg. I think we got a super chat, Sean.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm off the focus tonight. John B. Brooklyn says, "Keep up the good work of work, lads. Appreciate you, John. Thank you very much, mate. Very nice of you, buddy. We will try to keep up the good of work, buddy. Thank you so much, mate. Appreciate the super chat. Very generous. But Super Sticker train, by the way, hasn't left the junction, guys. If anyone wants to be picked up along the route to Germany tonight, let us know. Let us know.
First time. Can't believe it.
There's still time. There's still time for a quick pit stop. If anyone wants to be picked up, we are on our way to the Bundesliga, though. So before we get there, though, Johnny, before we get there, mate, there's a few other stories. I want to talk about actually a team in Germany right now, or a player in Germany, and that is, of course, Xavi Simons. A player that Tottenham have been linked with for many a week, a team that Arsenal have been linked with, a team that Bayern Munich have been linked with ever since the injury to Musiala. Although, like I said yesterday, I feel like as much as it makes sense on paper that Musiala, the perfect replacement would be Simons, do you want to sign a guy like Simons for big money on a 5-6 year deal if in 6 months' time, when Musiala's back, you're going to have a problem there? Possibly not. But the big story, of course, tonight is guess who it is? Guess who's come to the party with the Xavi Simons story? You guessed it. It's Chelsea. So where do you see Xavi Simons ending up, buddy?
I don't know. Listen, if Chelsea could, they'd buy 140 players and leave the rest of Europe with none. Look, they're shifting a few out to Strasbourg. I think the next step might be to buy a club in every league in Europe and start sort of farming them out that way. Is there really room for him at Chelsea? I don't know.
Not really, is there? Cole Palmer plays off the right bit in the 10. Cole Palmer's the big 10 boy. I mean, who sits behind Cole Palmer at the moment in the pecking order?
There's just too much talent in that Chelsea team. I just don't understand how you're fitting them in. I just don't. I mean, it was even linked today. I mean, this was the funniest one, was Spurs. They're linked to Jacob Ramsey. Well, listen to this one. This was the best one I heard all day. We were linked to Jacob Ramsey as an alternative. If we get knocked back, we're going to go for Xavi Simons. The other way around.
I don't want Jacob Ramsey anywhere near our football club. I don't think he's a weird little player. I don't rate him.
Who wrote that? Sebastian Vidal.
Oh, he's terrible. Yeah, no, he's useless. He never gets anything right.
Absolutely shocking. Pissing in the wind, that one. No.
Yeah. Good hair, though. Part of the Badal Sassoon network, apparently.
I think that they'll get Bayern Munich will get Luis Diaz eventually. Can they take Luis Diaz and Xavi Simons? I don't see why not. Look, we think Musiala is only going to be out 4 or 5 months. Might be longer, Sean. We just don't know. It looked like a really bad injury. It really did.
Yeah, horrendous. Completely shattered. His ankle was hanging over it, 10 and 5. Just real quick before we carry on the story. Thank you very much, Sava. Good to see the Sava raid coming in. Thank you very much, guys. First things first. If you're coming in to stay, please smash the like button. Sava, just seeing Sava's name there has just reminded me, guys, that there is a big announcement for this channel as well. That on Thursday night, there he is. Someone tell Sean to send me the link. He knows what I mean. Do you want to come on? Do you want to come on? Send the link. Oh, send the link. I'll send the link. Oh, okay. I'll send the link.
If you're here, guys, for the first time from Sava really appreciate the raid and coming over. Guys, if you love your football and you're dropping in here for the first time, please hit the subscribe button. Because if you love your football, this is where you're going to be this season. Everything football related. And running into that, Football Inc., Sean's got an announcement.
Yeah, big one, actually, guys. On Thursday night, this is not just for the Spurs fans. Hopefully it will be entertaining. In fact, it will be entertaining. Expect fireworks, explosiveness, debates, fury. You've got Jonny and myself joining forces with Stelios Tritios, the man that me and him have had a ding dong or two over the last 3 years, finally getting together alongside Sava. Sava's had ding dongs with me. Sava's had ding dongs with Stels. And then Lubo as well. And Lubo and I have ding dongs. Jonny and Lubo are going to have more ding dongs than a Christmas party. It's going to be wild. And it's all taking place on a new channel called The Spurs 5. And the debut show is Thursday. Here is the link, guys. If you can do us a favor, all of you, and if you are interested in this stuff, and smash that link. It will open up a new tab on your computer or whatever, and then just hit the subscribe button. We really appreciate it.
Don't leave. Don't leave.
Don't leave. Don't leave. We're not done here yet, but the show's going to be wild, and we're looking forward to doing it.
I was just going to say to all you guys who dropped in, I see Big Joe. There's the Liverpool supporter. We've got Newcastle supporters. We've got supporters from all clubs, and we hope to grow that over a time. Obviously, when we first started this, we're two Spurs boys, but we love football. So we hope to draw in lots of clubs and lots of fans from different clubs. So if you are here for the first time, please let us know what club you support and where you are, whether it's in America or Asia, Peru, Morocco, Saudi Arabia. We got them from all over. And thanks for dropping in, guys. It's a real pleasure to have you.
Appreciate you, Big Joe. More ding dongs than Bonnie Blue's doorbell.
Yeah. And that's been banged quite a few times.
So that is so good. Wait a minute.
Bonnie Blue.
I knew I had that ding dong for a reason.
Yes. Sean, is it the time? Is it the time for guys who just come into the chat? Just to let you know that Sean and I we're spinning the wheel, and we are going to have a club in each league in Europe, and we have to support that team. We don't know which one it's going to be. Sean so far has got Elche, and he's got Roma, and so far I've got Cremonese. I still can't believe I got Cremonese. I got Cremonese.
I'll swap you Cremonese and Roma for Bilbao and Elche.
Cremonese and Athletic Bilbao, and the chat, the group chat, and the fans here have got Valencia and Juventus. They've definitely. Should we spin the wheel, Sean? Is it time?
Spin the wheel. But before we do that, we got to do the jingle. Ready? Here we go.
Step right up and take your shot. What's behind that mystery spot? Will it be gold or a tiny teapot? Feel the buzz, the room's alive. With a spin and you'll thrive. Spin that wheel, spin it fast. Big drinks turn while the moments last. Spin that wheel, spin it true. Fortune's calling, it's up to you.
The never-ending wheel of doom. Are you ready? Johnny, you always get to decide who are we picking first tonight? Who are we picking first? Is it for the fans or is it for you or is it me?
I think the fans tonight. Let's have the fans. Let's have the fans have theirs.
All right, audience, this is your team for the season on Football Inc. You ready? It's only 18 teams in the Bundesliga. I didn't realise that, but they're all listed here. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Should be a shabby team time.
Werder Bremen. Frankfurt. No.
Oh.
Werder Bremen. Come on. I'll take that.
Werder Bremen.
All right. Oh, there you go, fan. You guys are supporting Werder Bremen for the season. Johnny, we have to go and buy a few Werder Bremen shirts, hand them out in some competitions as the season gets going. Right. Johnny, me or you?
Go on, you go. You go. I'll go last this time. I went first last time. Go.
Come on.
Here we go.
Come on then. Who are we going for? Give me something good, please. Oh no.
Eintracht Frankfurt.
Oh, they just lost all their best players.
Eintracht Frankfurt.
I can't believe it. Fuck's sake. All right, who you got then? Who you get?
That's right up there with Cremonese.
fucking
Right, come on, give
Frankfurt.
me a big one. I want a big one. Come on.
I'm hoping that you get St. Pauli or why is Fiorentina in there? They shouldn't be in there. Hang on, I've made a mistake there. If it's Fiorentina, it's a respin. You ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Borussia Fiorentina.
No!
I'll be Leipzig. Get in there. I've got more red. Every team I'm drawing is in red. I've got Athletic Bilbao in red, Cremonese in red, Leipzig. Bayer Fiorentina. Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm happy with that.
Fiorentina was supposed to be Munich. I think I just missed out, and that was the problem.
Yeah, don't worry.
For fuck's sake.
I'm happy.
I'm not happy. I'm not happy again. Frankfurt. Jesus Christ. Back to DH Gate we go. There you go, mate. There you go. Let's talk about the German league, though. We've got to talk about Xavi Simons. Like, where's he going to end up, mate? Where is he going to end up?
I think he could end up at Bayern Munich because he's at Leipzig. He knows the league. He's done well in the league. I can't see him at Arsenal. I think it's Chelsea or Bayern. Really, I can't see anywhere else. I really can't. What are you thinking?
I think he'll end up at Chelsea. Apparently, someone said a minute ago that Dutch media are already saying that that he signed for them.
For Bayern?
Yeah, no, for Chelsea.
Again, how many more players can they sign? That means they've only got 17 left to sell.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's absolutely insane, isn't it, mate? It's absolutely insane. But look, good luck to them, I guess. They're figuring it out. We forgot to talk about Malik Fofana, mate. Our little fella. The 5'4" dynamo that is Malik Fofana from Lyon.
Hang on a minute, Sean. Let me just correct you there. He has been on Instagram and bought those shoes. He's now 5'8". Okay. They've made it a special edition football boot, which gives him an extra 4 inches. So that should help him. He's a lovely little player. But listen, Casado's a tiny little player. So does Idris Gueye.
Who was the guy at Wolves? Podence. Podence was the smallest guy I've ever seen.
Honestly, when I first saw Podence, I was at Spurs. I was in the West Stand, and he came out, and I thought he was one of the ball boys. Like
the sponsors, whatever they call them, but the mascots.
Yeah, the mascot. I thought it was a mascot. I've never seen a player that small.
Yeah, it's like micro machines running around. He's a good player though, Podence, and I think Malik Fofana. He's also on the looks of Liverpool. Would you take Malik Fofana at Tottenham?
No, I don't think I would. No, I'm not so sure, Sean. I'm not
Too
sure.
early.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would take him. I really wouldn't. I'll tell you who I do like though. I've been having a look. Keishu Sano.
Yeah, from Mainz.
Right? I mean, honestly, I had a little delve the other night, and he's 24, right-footed, 5'9", 34 games last season. He only signed for 2.5 million euros, but they've drawn huge praise in the Bundesliga. I didn't know anything about it until I delved in, and apparently, thanks to his energy and defensive positioning, he has covered more distance, 360 kilometers, than any other player in the league, and ranks 5th in duels won, 331, and huge praise of his energy and defensive skills.
Yeah, now, I don't want to compare him just because he's a small guy with another small sort of 6. But he actually did remind me on the Y Scout of N'Golo Kante, and I just think that there's some value in the idea of having a mobile. I said the wrong word then. A mobile.
You nearly said it there, didn't you? Hey? You nearly said it. You nearly
said the wrong word. Yeah, but not in that context. I meant fast. A fast player that can play in the 6. He's got a lovely through ball on him. And it'd be interesting. I don't think he'll come to the Premier League though. I think he's not physical enough. Even though his duels are good, I think he's still a little bit lightweight to be in the Premier League when you're going to get run through by certain players.
Are you saying there's no physicality in the German league?
I'm saying that in certain games in the Premier League, he will get absolutely murdered if he was to be sort of put in that role of being the six. He doesn't look like he's quite strong enough to handle it. But like his stats look very good, and I actually did enjoy watching the Y Scout. I'm just a little bit conscious of his size relative to imagine like the Newcastle midfield sort of charging through, and he's the last guy.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, listen, we've said the same about Idris Gueye, Caicedo when he first came to Brighton, but we could have 2 Japs at Spurs. Just a thought, not expensive. Listen, right now, moving it over to Spurs just now, what do you make of what's going on with Morgan Gibbs-White? First of all, we got the news at the beginning that Morgan Gibbs-White didn't get on the plane to go on tour. Then it transpired that the reason why he didn't get on the plane is because his wife had some complications with the baby. It's been on Instagram. Is that a ruse? Is that just convenient that has happened? Or is it the stress of what Marinakis has caused, that they thought they were going to London and it's all been too much stress for her and it's brought on this thing?
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest, mate. I put out a video earlier and I got hammered in the comments because people were saying, "Oh, that's bullshit. It's because of her tricky pregnancy and stuff." And I'm like, I don't know anything. I think that
you don't know anything.
I don't know anything. I don't think anyone knows anything. I don't even know. Marinakis doesn't even know if he wants to sue Tottenham Hotspur yet.
I haven't done it yet. I may do it. If this doesn't work out, probably I will do it. I would almost say definitely.
This is what he does, right? And by the way, I've had that locked up in my video vault for like about 3 weeks, waiting for the time to bring it out. Johnny didn't know it was sat there waiting to go.
Oh, brilliant, mate! Brilliant, mate. Brilliant. We're going to sue you all.
Listen, I don't know what's going to happen with that story, but I'll tell you what, I'm bored to shit of it. I really am. I don't even think he's necessarily this massive. He is an improvement on what we have, for sure. But it's £60 million that could be spent elsewhere. And I just think that, we already have so many eights. We've got so many eights, more eights than a Chinese betting company. I don't really get why it is that we were going for him anyway. It came out of nowhere. I think it was more opportunistic because he's probably worth more than 60. And then we thought, oh, there's a value, there's a deal there. And don't get me wrong, he's a really good player, Johnny. He is a very good player and he definitely improves us. But we have bigger fish to fry in our squad. For me, we need a better striker, we need a better left winger, and we need a 6. And if you go and if you have the 60 million for Gibbs-White and it turns out that he doesn't, he's going to end up staying or whatever, or Marinakis just isn't answering the phone or whatever else, we are wasting our time. It's precious time. There's an opportunity cost here.
Yeah, 100%. And look, to be honest with you, his influencer girlfriend has followed a couple of nail salons and a couple of hair salons, and we saw him follow Warren's Removals. There he goes. Warren's Removals. He wasn't there before.
ITKs will do anything, right?
The award-winning removal van in Worcester. And Warren, I hope you get a lot of business out of it, mate. But
he definitely has.
Black and white, being followed by Morgan Gibbs-White. The future's bright. The future's Morgan Gibbs-White. Yeah.
Just a quick super sticker. We are picking up Bobby Spurs on the way. We're on the way back now from Germany. We'll pick you up. Thank you, Bobby. We'll get you dropped off at your local train station. Thank you very much indeed for that one.
Are we visiting Turkey? Are we visiting Turkey or Saudi Arabia tonight?
Do we have a story? The story out of Saudi Arabia was
not at the moment.
No.
This must be the first. This must be the first time since we've been doing the show that we have not visited Saudi Arabia or Turkey. I'm desperately looking. If I find one, I'll give you a shout.
There's a story out here from El Nacional in Spain that Hansi Flick wants Barcelona to sign into wingback Denzel Dumfries following the arrival of Marcus Rashford. We already discovered that they can't even register Rashford. They're going to have to liquidate 3 or 4 players, aren't they, for them to have any room for any more people coming in? Madness.
That will start. Hansi Flick, there is your papers. Where
are your players?
Where are your papers? And I'm afraid he doesn't have the right papers. Too much money. You'll have to go. I thought we'd hear a lot more news about players apart from the goalkeeper. I thought there'd be more players that Barcelona were desperately trying to get rid of. Maybe a couple of youth players that they could sell off for 15, 20 million. But there doesn't seem to be. Ansu Fati, they managed to get rid of on loan only, though, to Monaco. But they haven't really got rid of any players. It surprises me because they must have talent there. They had a good season last season. Or maybe they just can't afford to get rid of those players. Really? I don't know. It's a strange one. Real Madrid, though, I do believe Sean will come in for another centre-half. After that destruction by PSG in that semi-final, I think they need another one.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree, mate. I just think Konate would make the most sense if Liverpool can find the right price point. But Zabani, I actually think there's logic to that. Like we were speaking earlier, weren't we? Like, relationships and chemistry is a lot. AC Milan have reached an agreement in principle with Brighton for the signing of Pervis Estupiñán. Good signing for Milan, mate. Very good signing, right? Good player.
A very good signing. And one signing that I'm very upset about, if I can find him, really, is Arden Jashari. When he was about 8 years of age, he visited the San Siro to see his first ever game of football. So the link with him being, having a bid from AC Milan and AC Milan not coughing up the 35 million has really, he wants this move. And I know, you and I would love to see it, and Sava and a few of the others who we've highlighted this player to. But from a nostalgia point of view, I reckon he's going to end up going there somehow or other, to AC Milan this summer.
But AC Milan have already got, in terms of midfielders, they've already got, they've signed Samuel Ritchie. Right, we spoke about him before. I love him. I think he's so good. They've got Yusuf Fofana, so that's their two DMs. They've got Yunus Musa, who I think they're trying to move on. And they've got Warren Bondo. I'm not too familiar with who he is, French player. And then obviously Tommaso Pobega. I'm also not sure who he is. And then Luka Modric, who's just come in. So is there space? I guess there is space. Oh, has he disappeared? He disappeared again?
Poof, and he's gone. Poof, and he's gone.
Disappearing Johnny, what happened?
I'm out in New York right now. It's the jinx. It's the bloody jinx. Yeah, I'm on Mallorca time. Where are we, Shawnee? Have we got many more stories? What else have we got there?
Well, yeah, I don't know how much you heard. I was looking at the AC Milan detailed squad list. Like, I think that they probably have got space. They've got Ruben Loftus-Cheek as well, haven't they, in there, which I forgot to mention. They probably could make room for
Arden
Jashari. But are they going to pay his? Are they going to pay his money? I don't know. 40 million euros. A lot of money for a guy out of Belgium, isn't it?
Yeah, 22 years of age, 35. They want 40 million euros. I think they've offered around about 25 and add-ons, maybe go up to 30. But listen, we'll have to wait and see. I think he's a real talent. And if you're here for the first time and you haven't heard of Arden Jashari, go and have a look at him. Playing for Club Brugge, some player. What else you got there, Shawnee? If you're here first time, hit that like button, guys. And if you haven't subscribed already, 57%, Sean, can you believe it? 57% of the people who watch this show have not yet subscribed. Shocking.
Yeah, it's standard, though. I think it's standard for all channels.
Scandalous.
Smash the subscribe. It's free to do. It's scandalous behaviour. All it does is just lets you know when we're going live in the future. And then, think about whether you want to click on it. Barcelona consider Jules Koundé the best in the world in his position and want to extend his contract. City and another top club have inquired about the Frenchman, but Barcelona want to keep him. That's out of Fabrice Hawkins. I want to just quickly pivot back to Tottenham, mate. I don't want to make this about Tottenham. We're almost done anyway, but Tottenham are linked with about 400 different centre-backs right now. Like Lukumi, we've got Leone, Scalvini.
De Winter.
Who?
De Winter.
Coney De Winter. And
Yeah.
now, of course, also Zabani as well.
Yeah.
Do you? I know you were saying to me privately. You were saying that you'd heard that we're looking in that direction, and you're clearly right. I'm just wondering why. Is it because we are planning for a future without Romero, and then the noise has gone quiet, but it's probably going to happen, or is it because Thomas Frank wants to play with 3 at the back, and therefore we need 6 centre backs at times? Like, what's the? I don't really get why we're talking about another centre back unless Romero's leaving. And I wanted to get your thoughts on it.
Look, I said to you that I believe that our main targets are a centre back and a right winger. The right wingers come in, and when I said about the centre back, people looked at me like I was nuts. That must mean Romero's going. I can't believe that Takai is the centre back that they were talking about, and I still don't believe it right now. So,
do you think the Vuskovic emergence has? I know it's only 45 minutes in a friendly against Reading, but do you think that if he does something similar, if he smashes it against Luton and then goes away on pre-season and smashes it against one of the bigger teams, Newcastle, Arsenal, Munich, whatever, do you think then that will kind of the more decent performances you see from him? You think Tottenham might say actually? Nah, he's ready to stay. Let's throw him in, because if we do go and get a Zabani and Romero stays, you can make the argument that is going to cop blocks of minutes, isn't it?
I got into a lot of trouble because I dared to say that I thought Luka Vuskovic was a generational Croatian talent, centre back talent, just the same as I thought that Dean Huijsen was a generational Spanish centre back talent. And I got into a lot of trouble. And they thought I based it on 45 minutes of football against Reading. No, I didn't. I've been following him since we signed him, watching him, looking at his weaknesses and his strengths. I felt that had Ange still been here, he 100% would have to have gone out on loan because he doesn't have great pace. He's okay, but playing that super high line, he would have caught him out. But I think he's a fantastic player in the making. But he's not going to come in and take Romero's place. Is he going to get
happen, is he? He can just sit there and play minutes in the cup.
And learn his trade and come on as subs. I
feel like if Liverpool had a Vuskovic, they'd keep him around and they'd find minutes for him.
Correct. And I think that's probably what might happen. Does that mean that they might sell? Look, Alfie Dorrington has gone back out on loan to Aberdeen. He had a very good 6-month loan spell at Aberdeen, which culminated in winning the Scottish Cup. Leave Spurs, win a trophy. That's what it used to be. I think Ashley Phillips could be the one that gets sold. Maybe a Ben Davis. But I think, I think we could easily.
Very surprised with these centre back options. All these links to centre backs. Don't get me wrong. I love Coney De Winter. I think he looks like a super talent. Scalvini for sure. Zabani, top end of the market, no problem. Yeah. But if Romero's staying and if Vuskovic turns up and carries on in the pre-season, I just think we're like spending money in places we don't need to be spending, and it's very clear where the holes in the squad are. For me right now, left wing striker and a 6. Get those 3 done and we're good. And but we're going after Gibbs White, who's an 8, and we're going after a centre back, and we're going after
there is a thought, Sean, that if you're clever in the market and you know that there's a solid cast iron bid, say for example, behind the scenes there's a solid cast iron bid for Cuti Romero that Real Madrid are going to pay 80 million euros. Just for argument's sake, I'm just making it up, right? Then you're not going to announce that deal. Maybe Spurs are going to try and buy Zabani, negotiate it. It's the other club's decision to ask why are they signing him. But if you go and get 80 million and then you come in for one of those players, then it's going to be tricky. The one player that it's gone really quiet on, Sean, is Sesko. Where's he going? What's happening? Is he going to?
Well, there's still a lot of links knocking around in the last 24 hours. I think that this Ekitike and Isak sort of story is going to trigger back into him. It'd be so funny if after all of this he ends up going to Arsenal, but playing second fiddle or like being second choice because Varandas isn't a guy that you fuck with.
No.
But we'll talk about that tomorrow, mate. We've got to jump, buddy. So we've got to be somewhere else. But guys, massive thank you to everybody that's been here for the last hour and 15. And please do smash the like button. Please do hit the subscribe if you've enjoyed the show. We're here every day at some point, morning, noon, or night. And we really appreciate all the support. The chat has been excellent as always. If you are interested in the audio versions of this channel, if you're out walking your wife or whatever, then as Johnny says, then smash the follow on Spotify, where actually you can see the video format as well on Spotify, but on Apple it's the audio version, and we're on Amazon and all that stuff as well. Johnny, any last thoughts, mate?
I think you said any last words. I thought it was my last dinner. Yeah, guys, I really can't thank you enough for all the support. And if on Thursday at 8 o'clock, if you free, pop along and watch 5 Go Wild when we have our debut on the Spurs 5. Anything can happen.
Really?
No idea what will happen, but it's going to be feisty. It's going to be fun, and it should be a good season. Hopefully, we'll be talking positively about the season ahead. But if you want football in general, guys, this is where you come. Football Inc. Thanks for your support. And it's goodbye from me.
On that basis, it's very much goodbye from that guy. See you tomorrow, guys. Cheers.